What is up, Star Wars fans? Welcome to the Star Wars Stuff. This is a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time, a guide to owning with Bossk, who is the beast if you know what you're doing. Getting into his abilities though. Bossk gets Dioxis Grenade, which is a gas poisonous grenade that does damage over time. Predator Instinct, which is a heat vision ability that gives you a grenade launcher, and proximity mines. Do what they say, give you proximity mines. I'm going to recommend spreading the disease, give a bigger radius on your Dioxis Grenade. Multi-traps, again, bigger radius on your proximity mines. And lingering Dioxis to make that Dioxis grenade last as long as possible, get you as many kills as possible. Trap arming speed is excellent, and so is Name Your Poison. There are so many good star cards with Bossk, it's hard to choose, but if you are going for big kill streaks in Galactic Assault, I do feel the ones that I recommended are the best. One that I do really hate to forego is the ability that makes basically his Dioxis Grenade heal himself. But the problem with that star card is, you will see that I love to throw that Dioxis Grenade right down the map into a big group of enemies. How often, is it basically, it's just not effective to throw that grenade at your own feet to heal yourself when it could be thrown at the enemies and doing damage to the enemies. That's my logic on it. And you will see in my, if you want, you can go ahead and take a look in the comments. I'm going to put a link to my 100 plus elimination kill streak with Bossk. And you can see a lot of those eliminations, like almost 50% of them, come from literally just throwing this Dioxis Grenade right at the big groups of enemies. So if I'm wasting time throwing it at myself, that means I'm not going to get as many eliminations. That's why I don't use that star card. But getting into using Bossk, you're going to want to get very good at jumping up and down and hip firing this gun. That's one of the biggest things I can tell you right there. That's about 30 to 40% of your eliminations are going to come from just being very good at hip firing his gun. Second thing I got to say is, if a hero comes at you, you want to make sure you have Predator Instinct ready to go, because especially a lightsaber wielder, they can block the blaster, that you shoot at them, your LB. When you hip fire your gun at them, lightsaber wielders can obviously block that, and in general, they just will be able to mess you up because you're kind of squishy when you get up close with the lightsaber wielder. But if you have Predator Instinct ready to go, you can absolutely destroy them. And as you can see here, hip firing the Relby does more than enough damage to kill all the little mooks. There's not really any reason to waste Predator Instinct on them unless it's a big cluster of them. And you see right here, this is the primary job of Bossk, to literally lock down an entrance to an objective. Between the Dioxis, proximity traps, there's nobody getting through here. And if anybody manages to make through, I'll just hip fire them with the Relby. This is actually pretty hilarious how many of them tried to run out of here and just got gunned down. And as you can see, we're able to capture the objective because Bossk is kind of locking down that bridge, the entrance to the objective. So that's his job. And you can see here, I see a big group of enemies. I start off by throwing the Dioxis, and I start picking my shots, just hip firing with the Relby, because I saw that Yoda was there, and I knew I wanted to have Predator Instinct ready to go, because once I catch him in this corner, I'm going to unload on him. And you can see just how fast those grenades can kill a hero. And it's the same case in Heroes versus Villains. You can see here against Leia how fast she gets destroyed. Basically, Heroes and Villains is a real cluster mess of heroes and villains hitting each other with all kinds of abilities and swords. And if you can just fire grenades into that group, you'll do very well. Now, I'm not going to say hip firing your blaster is not effective against heroes, but the grenade launcher is really effective at heroes. So that's why you want to make sure it's ready to go for those bad situations like that. What makes Bossk literally one of the best heroes in the game is the fact that he is good at range and he is good at close range. He can cover both situations extremely well. As you can see here, you can literally snipe with his blaster. The trick here is to make sure that reticle has loaded up. You can see how that circle loads when you aim down sights. You want to make sure until that's fully loaded before you release the trigger, so you can do the most damage with his blaster bolts. And yeah, I mean, he can absolutely destroy as a sniper, but this is insane. Look how many enemies just got destroyed right there. That is kind of what Bossk is meant to do, to be honest, where he excels. When you have an objective like this that you're trying to lock down, the combination of his proximity traps and his Dioxis Grenade is going to make it impossible for any enemies to enter this objective and attack my team. So by me locking down the entranceways with these traps, we're going to be able to capture this objective no problem whatsoever. and I'm going to get a ton of eliminations doing it. So that's kind of it, guys. Again, you're going to want to make sure you're jumping up and down a lot with Bossk. He gets a very high jump. He has great movement speed on top of everything else, so he's really one of the best heroes in the game. But is he your favorite hero? He's at least my second favorite hero. I think Iden Versio is officially my first favorite hero, but he's definitely number 2. He's phenomenal for getting big streaks in Galactic Assault. And the main thing is he gets all of his health back, which is very good to have. But that is it for this video, guys. Be sure to rate, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for tons and tons of Battlefront and Star Wars content. Have an awesome day, guys.